Hi, welcome back to the 31st chapter. Today we're going to do royal icing for some cookies. We have a wedding this weekend, and so we're going to decorate wedding cookies. So first thing you want to do is grab your standing mixer and your paddle attachment. So it's a small amount of cookies that I'm doing, so we're going to half the recipe, but I will put the full recipe underneath in the description below. So for half the recipe, we're going to be putting about 4 cups of powdered sugar. That's about 4 cups. And then we're going to put a tablespoon and a half of meringue powder. So I will put these also in the description below. So get your attachment, and you're going to be putting it on to low speed just to get it mixed and not splash all over the place. Next, we're going to add about 1/3 cup of water. An 1/8 cup corn syrup. Now the reason why we add the corn syrup is because it gives great shape to the icing, but a nice, very soft texture when you bite into it. I'm going to do 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla. And we got butter emulsion. We're going to do 1/2 tablespoon of that. So partway through, you're going to just scrape the paddle as well as the sides of your bowl. To make the color nice and bright, we're going to put about 1/2 teaspoon of white food coloring, just to make it so that you have a nice base, a bright base, before you add in any of your colors for the icing. Perfect. Now, if you're leaving your icing alone for a bit, you want to always cover it with a damp paper towel just to keep it preserved. One of the colors we are going to use is blue. This is the royal blue. So put a little bit into your bowl, and then you'll want to measure. I would start with a very little amount at first, just to see. So we will be using pastry bags to put our icing in. So once you get your pastry bag, we're going to be using this right here to hold in our tip. So you're going to cut into your bag. all the way down to about there where the plastic is right there. You're going to take your tip. This one right here is a 4. You're going to put it on there. Then you have your cap that goes right on top of that. So we're going to take a glass, plop the bag in here and spread it out so it's easier to fill. Now this will be used, this right here, I'm just going to put in, oh, there we go. Just going to be putting in a little bit of it since we don't need that much for the border. Use the bag to help squeeze it in. There we go. And then set that aside. Hold on. So for this, we are going to be adding a little bit of water to this to give ourselves an easier flooding. I like to do a little bit of water at a time, just to gauge how easy it will come all together. So as you can see, so one thing you want to do, so this will be the icing that we will use for flooding, but you want to let this sit for a moment just to get all the bubbles out. So for my flooding, I won't be putting on a tip because it's not necessarily needed. So there you go. There's no air bubbles or anything in there. So that just needs to be sitting for just a few minutes after you put the water in to get those air bubbles out. Now that you have mixed up all your colors, now it is time to decorate.